some things take a lot longer than you ever could have anticipated. This is a story about something that took way longer than I ever thought, but I'm happy that I put in the time and stayed patient. Just recently came into possession of a vintage Nippon Kogaku Nikkor N 5cm F1.1 lens. On eBay, this seems to be going for about $3 to $4 grand when it's in perfect condition. But it's not in perfect condition. This is not a lens review video. This is a lens journey video. I hope I can repair this thing. I hope I can get it to work. It's got 2 flaws out of the gate that we know about. So we're trying to get those checked off as we go along this story. 1, it's got fungus in the back of the lens. It is not terrible. It is not great. You definitely can't see it in this shot, but in the close-up shot, maybe you can see there a little bit of flare. In the close-up shot, you can definitely tell there's some fungus in the back element here. And number 2, aperture blade seems to be out of sync. You can tell when you open this thing up, there's a blade there that is not in sequence with the rest of the lens. So those are our issues. Those are the things we have to solve to get this to work. Why would I even want to get this to work? Who cares? It's broken. It's a paperweight. Well, it would look really, really cool. And I would like to put it on my RED camera. The eventual goal is to shoot a project with just this lens on the RED camera. Did I get a little inspired from Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead? Maybe. But you know what doesn't excite me is lens review videos. I don't feel like reviewing gear that works. In 2023, every major camera company and lens company mostly makes product that are at their price point. I am not super interested in saving someone $100 by choosing a different lens. I just don't care anymore. Sorry. But I do care about coming up with something that no one's done before, and I've not seen any proof that this works for video. I'm probably going to have to get it rehoused. I'm probably going to have to change the back element. This probably won't work at all. And that's kind of the fun part. So first step has been completed. I went to Nippon Photo Clinic to get someone who knows what they're talking about to look at this thing, and unfortunately they wouldn't take it. Supposedly the pin for the aperture blade that connects them so they move in that cylinder formation is no longer made. And they didn't have any other answer for me as to what I could do next. I asked, is this just a paperweight now? And he kind of just smiled and laughed at me. So I think that's what the answer is. But there's also some, legal limitations there. They can't take on business that they think is not going to work, and they didn't think they're going to be able to work on this. So there's another camera shop I'm going to try to go to and see if they can give me the same answer. And after that, we're going to have to get creative. You can tell when that aperture is open, that aperture is open. That's f1.1 right there. And just ignore the aperture blade that we're going to try to solve for. I want a lens that's 1.1. 1.1 is sweet. That would look so good. I have to make it work. And just so we're clear, there are a very large number of legitimate reasons as to how I could have come into possession of something that's pretty expensive. Like, it could have fallen off the back of a truck. I could know a guy. I could be really good at going to estate sales and finding high-value items, or yard sales, even more low-key. I could be very, very good at eBay, and maybe no one else saw it because it was labeled improperly. Maybe I just found it on the street. Maybe I got paid with it, instead of a barter situation where they knew it was broken, but maybe I could fix it. I know that sounds a lot like a side quest. But I also know that none of these are actually how I came into possession of this lens, and that I'm not going to tell you how I did. But it's legal. It's legal. It's certainly legal for me. After your first attempt, strike out. We've got to go to the next on the list of camera repair shops in New York City, which is not too many. How are you? A little late for a 10:45, George. I got a Kogaku Nippon with the usual suspect issues, seeing if anybody can help with that.
Okay. Some S-mount lens. Oh, okay.
We know what the problem is.
yeah, one of the aperture blades popped out, but it might be broken.
Yeah.
We can't. Yeah, we can do this. You might have to do without one of the aperture blades, though.
That won't kill me. I mean, if it works, that's great.
Yeah, this happens a lot with old Voigtlander lenses.
Yeah.
The rivet ends up
just ripping.
Yeah.
It's like a pin or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see it right here. It's actually dancing around in there. You see it?
Oh yeah, I see the blade for sure.
Oh, there's the.
Oh shit! Yeah.
You see it?
I hadn't seen that before. Now, okay.
Yeah, well, it just fell out. So yeah, we're gonna have to pull that blade out.
Okay.
Get it out, and you'll be back in business.
Yep, that's a ticket for repair. We are up and running. In 2 to 3 weeks' time, this will be turned into a camera. Only a couple of $100, not a couple of thousands, what they estimated me in the returns. I'll find out more on that in a week. And they gave me my cute little slip for my Nikkor 50mm 1.1 that might be operational in just 3 to 4 weeks' time. We're moving right along. See you in 3 weeks. Hey there, I had dropped off a lens about a week and a half ago and wanted to see if an estimate was ready for me.
Okay, so this is on the technician's bench. Unfortunately, that technician's out for today. Should be able to give you a call, let's say Monday, on some info for you, okay, sir?
Okay, so we'll hear back Monday.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem.
So we continue to wait.
So it's unfortunate that this nice lens is in the condition it's in, but at this time, I don't have the parts in the shop to do the repair. You know, this is one of those things you're going to have to keep checking different shops and see, but this is kind of a special lens that you're going to have some difficulty. It's a great, beautiful lens. I just, you know, it's unfortunate, you know, which makes now sense that you got it that way and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess I would love if you could just tell me, what do you think repair costs might be if a different shop had the parts?
It's probably going to be in the upwards of like the 500 plus range.
Okay.
I wouldn't doubt it if it's like, you know, close to the $700, you know, in my honest opinion. If they were to find a real rear element.
Any recommendations on other shops that might even take the care that you guys have, and then who might have the parts? Because I've gone to everybody I can think of in New York, Nippon, you guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you probably exhausted all your sources here in the New York or tri-state area. It's going to be one of those things you're going to have to, you know, reach out to some West Coast repair shops, even down south.
Gotcha.
So this lens is, you know, it's valuable enough that you could probably even, there's some repair guys that still have parts in England.
Understood. No, I appreciate the context, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk through my options and prices and stuff like that. I'll just come back and pick it up as soon as I can from you guys.
All right.
Thanks very much. You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
And so I did what was recommended. I went out of state with this one. New York City had no more options left for me, so I had to take it elsewhere. I emailed anybody that seemed like they might have knowledge in this department. Most people were super helpful, but unable to actually help. Until someone suggested on Reddit that I get in touch with Japan Camera Hunter, who might be able to point me in the right direction. I've got an email update from Japan Camera Hunter, so while I'm waiting for someone to tell me how to set up this interview, I'm going to read it out loud live for you, and we're going to hope for the best together. Dear George, many thanks for your patience. I have the quote for the lens now. Quote seems like a good sign. Equipment, serial number, estimates, 76,000 Japanese yen. It's like $600. Okay, so far so good. Repair description. We'll do an overhaul. We'll fix the separation of the cemented rear elements. Some of the aperture blades need to be replaced. We found 4 blades are broken. There's a possibility that you will need to replace all of the 14 blades due to the shape issue when assembled. We will fix the separation of the rear elements, but some burn marks caused by the separation may remain even after we fix it. We will try the best. Turnaround time. 6 to 7 months. Turnaround time, 6 to 7 months. That is much longer than I expected. Please let me know if this is acceptable and I can give them the go-ahead. 6 to 7 months. I'm gonna do it. Why wouldn't I? They're the only shop that has even offered to take on this repair. It's a long time, but I was already planning a trip to Japan next year. Maybe it'll time out. All right, cut to 6 months later. It's finally here. Direct from Suginama, Keiyu, Tokyo. Piece, 1 of 1. Contents, Nikon 50mm lens repair. Looks shiny. Whoa. The rear element looks completely repaired. We'll be moving these aperture blades very, very slowly because that is supposedly how they originally were damaged most frequently. That the aperture blades would cause a lot of problems with this piece of glass. But wide open? It's just pure hunk of glass. Okay, it works. The most important next step, does it work on my camera? Already had the adapter for a very long time. The question is, does that adapter fit this lens? I've already checked that it fits the camera. What? That feels pretty locked in. Okay, adapter is on. Opening up camera. Lens is on, powering off. We have picture. This lens works on this camera. I am stunned. And finally, the journey is complete. The lens works. Because of the curvature of the front element of the lens, you can't just add a regular filter. But if I were to add a step-up filter, 2 step-up rings, just with nothing on them besides the ring size adjustment, this should screw right on, and we have a functional ND on this camera. We're going to need more ND than that, but okay, it works. You know what the first shot needs to be. Take off the glasses. This lens is older than you. Look right at the camera really meanly. Whoa. Okay, it works. Continuing the trend of this video to talk about things in cool establishing wide shots. I gotta go shoot the train coming at the camera. No, don't come near me, goose. Where are your little goosettes? Look at these baby geese. This has been the most rewarding YouTube video / project I think I've ever done. Not because it was required a lot of work of me, just because I didn't know it was going to work when I started doing it. There's a decent chance this just was unrepairable and was never going to be an operational piece of glass. But it is, and it works on this camera where I had an adapter that I've been sitting on for 3 months and it just works first time, and it's very satisfying. I really don't have much interest for reviewing modern gear because if it's got over 4 stars on B&H, it probably works pretty damn well. What do you need me to tell you about it? But it's a good chance you didn't know about this, because I didn't know about this until it happened to come into my possession. I don't know what I'm gonna do next with this lens. There was never really a clear goal. It was just to find out, does it work? Will it work? I definitely need to get a film camera and actually just shoot it for stills as it was originally intended. I also immediately have the feeling I want to shoot a short entirely on this lens, not just as part of the end of a YouTube video, but build it around the proper characteristics that this lens brings to a video. With all that said...
Is it back?
Yeah. and it's alive. Like...
Yay!
I love that, like, there even exist people with that hyper-specific skill set.
Yeah.
Like, is it, like, how many people in the world could even, like, disassemble that without problems, right?
Yeah, I assume that is a very short list and will continue to get shorter.
I'm very happy to see, like, this arc, the story arc of this lens.
Oh yeah, I'm going to put a YouTube video out in like a week or two. I've been recording every version of this for the last 6 months.
Okay, bye!
Bye!